I didn't say I was starting. I was just asking if you were ready.
2 minutes.
Commissioner McKinney is on Zoom.
Okay.
He's on play.
No, he's on Zoom.
You're ready to go though, whenever.
Okay, it'll be another minute. Clay, are you ready? Let's start. I'd like to call to order the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners meeting for November 16th, 2021. Would you all please rise? Commissioner Hill's going to say a prayer and then we'll do the pledge.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, once again, we come before you with humble service. Lord, we ask you for your guidance and your clarity. Lord, we ask you to bless our county and our nation. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Ms. Williams.
We have several additions today under section 2, number 8, which is board approval of application fee of $50 for Next Step and Endeavor Academy. Number 9, request board adoption of a resolution supporting efforts to restore and preserve Springfield School. Number 10, request board approval of Municode legal review and republication proposal. And number 11, request for board approval to reject sole bid for the annual asphalt paving and pavement repairs.
Motion that the agenda with the 4 additions be approved.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Donifro, second by Commissioner Pate. Commissioner McKinney, are you online? Alex, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. We're getting ready to vote on approval of the agenda. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney, you're going to have to give me a verbal, yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries 5-0. All right. Consent agenda items. Everyone's had an opportunity to review these. Are there any questions?
Chairman, I move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate to approve the consent agenda items. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right. Jeffrey.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
All right. First thing I've got is a request for the board approval of change order 1 for Sweet Pine Road. This change order is to remove unnecessary drainage components from the original scope of work. It's an overall reduction of $305,000.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pate. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0.
The next thing we got is request the board approval of change order 2 for District 3 paving project. This change order is to address drainage issues associated with Maywood Drive in District 3. It is a reduction in the scope to remove elements from Bunny Trail from the original contract scope. This is a $4,167 reduction.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0.
And the last thing is request board approval of surplus equipment list. It's a cumulative list of all county vehicles and some equipment deemed necessary to surplus by the appropriate department, director, and fleet manager. We would like to surplus these vehicles to be auctioned at a local auction to allow our citizens a chance to bid.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Pate. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney,
Yes.
motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Jeffrey. Hunter.
Well, good morning. The first item I have for you is asking for your approval of the Hmgp contract modification for contract number 417738R Blueberry Drive. The reason for this modification is to extend the contract time from December 30th of this year to August 30th of 2023, and to increase the federal award amount by $420,000 and $429,990.
Yeah, I'll make the motion with a question.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Hill and a second by Commissioner Pate.
I thought this was supposed to start in February,
It still is going to start on time.
and they don't need a year and a half to close it.
No, so Hmgp, they have like a max they can give up to 3 years or 2 years. And so they said, go ahead, and we'll give you the full amount of time. That way you don't have to worry about coming back and asking if something goes wrong. Or this
They would have
extension.
more than less.
So this is not from the contractor, this extension. This is from
The grant.
FDEM saying,
Okay.
we'll give you this amount of time.
I guess the only concern would be if we're giving them that much time, are they going to?
This is not to giving the contractor that time. This is for us to close it out.
Okay, so it's not construction contract time, it's
Correct.
close out.
This is for the grant itself.
All right, any more questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney,
Yes.
motion carries 5-0. Ms. Carlin Tidwell.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
This item requests board discussion and approval of the capital improvement elements of the Jackson County Comprehensive Plan. And if approved, request the board set a public hearing for 12/14 at 9:15 a.m.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney,
Yes.
motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Ms. Willan,
This is a request for a board appointment and approval of a commissioner to serve on the Tri-County Community Council Board of Directors as the representative for 2022.
Mr. Chairman?
Can he doing that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would like to continue to serve on that board if possible.
Okay. I hate to advise you, you're probably going to win by default. Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. All those in favor, raise your right hand. You are appointed.
Yes, sir.
Motion carries 5-0. Yeah. Item number 8, Tammy Dasher. Willan, you gonna handle that?
She's online.
Ms. Tammy?
Good morning, Commissioners. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is a request for an application fee for participants of the Next Step at Endeavor Academy for adults with autism. After conferring with our consultants in Phoenix, it was suggested that we charge an application fee. And I have attached the pricing guide, which goes along with what you approved last time.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate. Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Is this
Go ahead, Commissioner.
standard to charge for this, isn't this nonprofit? Do we charge for a student application?
Well, it is standard procedure for camps and programs and college type programs to charge an application fee to help with all the process that it entails. So I would say in my field, this is fairly standard procedure. The nonprofit, that's the foundation. So in our goal to help the school become self-sustainable, I think this falls in line with that.
It's also to
What-
try to get serious applicants only and not have a lot of time tied up weeding through people who may not be committed to the actual process.
Yes,
How
because
much is that?
I'm sorry, the applicants, we will set up interviews. We'll have to go through a serious vetting of their application and then hold interviews with the parents and the potential applicants. So it will be a timely process. I'm sorry, I missed the question, Commissioner.
What's the cost
Commissioner
of the
McKinney?
application fee? Yes, sir. What's the cost of the application fee?
The application fee I'm asking is $50.
Thank you.
I do also feel confident that private individuals or local churches or other organizations who would be helping students for whom this would be a hardship would also help with the application fee.
And y'all facilitate them knowing about these, maybe the one would help with that?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Let them know where to get help.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yes. We're hoping to have that on our website where people can go to access some funding sources. And, also if, someone were to, if it were an extreme hardship, I just know as a teacher that a lot of times there are organizations and schools that would help students take care of some of these application fees. So I do know that there are things out there to get help if it is a hardship.
Tammy, are you seeing any indication of people that might be interested?
Yes, sir. There have been lots of people who are interested. Some of the interested parties are from all over our region. And I think this will help make sure that they read carefully the eligibility requirements and things like that before we take a lot of time with the applications, and so that they really understand what the program is about.
Okay. Any more questions? All right. We got a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Tammy.
Thank you.
David H. Melvin.
I'd like to request 4 letters of support. The Florida Department of State has an application cycle open for African American cultural and historic grants. And we're helping 3 different organizations do those. One is a Springfield School, which is up near Hamilton, just south of Waddell's Mill on it. Another is the St. Luke's Church building just down the street here. That the Springfield School is being applied for by Miss Lily Clark. The St. Luke's Church just down the street, restoration of that is being applied by the City of Marianna Main Street. And then the third one in that category is Graham Building over on Orange Street. And Danny and Philip Sylvester are the ones that are heading that up to make that application. So those are the 3 African American cultural historic grant applications. And then the 4th, we're helping Camp Anderson at Blue Springs with their water system that was badly damaged by the hurricane and has a lot of leaks out there. And also we're requesting funding from the legislature for repair of that water system out there. So that's the.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill.
Second.
Second by Commissioner McKinney. Any questions?
David, on the St. Luke's, of course, that building was severely
Yes.
damaged by the hurricane. It was in bad shape even prior to that. What amount of funds are you requesting?
This funding category allows up to $500,000 without a match. And we're still working on the cost estimate on that, but I'm sure that one will hit that $500,000. And it's not restoring right now. The intent that Main Street wants to do is not restore the building, but maintain the towers and then demo the rest of the building to make it kind of like a pocket park area there, but just keep the 2 towers in the front like that as a kind of a frame. But yeah, it'd be very, very costly to restore the whole building.
Okay, any more questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Hunter Potts.
Yes, this is a follow-up request to Wendy's item, the Community Planning and Technical Assistance Grant. So this is the other part of that. This is the Code of Ordinances review and publication process. And so we're asking you to approve this proposal with Unicode in the amount of $800. And we're asking you to approve up to the full grant amount, which is $20,500 for anything that's unseen or any other ordinances that we want to get changed at the time.
Got a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Donifro. I thought we had just paid these people to do this.
No, they did an audit.
They just did an audit.
This is a republication of your code.
So they're going to take all the things they found and actually put it into effect.
Are you going to review that code before they actually publish it? Or are we going to get a chance to look at it?
Yes, you'll adopt the new code by ordinance. So you'll have usually they reorganize things, because over the years, as we add, provisions here and there, things kind of get out of a flow. But you'll be able to review everything. They make suggestions for when ordinances don't align with existing state law. They'll make those recommendations for us to change that. And generally, you do all of that.
Yeah, I think we
With
did
one
that
ordinance.
last year, didn't we?
They do recommend that you do this, not the entire republication, but that you do a legal review annually.
Realignment.
And that's a part of the quote is that is the 2020 legal review and implementation. That's that
Okay.
4,000. That's kind of what we did before, but we
I just
we
want to
didn't
make sure we're
publish it.
not buying the same thing over. Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Mr. McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thanks, Hunter.
Sure, I have one
You
more
got
item.
the next one.
Yes. It's asking for your approval to reject the sole bid for the annual asphalt paving repair contract. So the intent is we're going to try to rebid it, but we're going to go through some things and revise the line items that we asked for and see if we can get a better response from the bidders too.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Mr. McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Chairman, I do want to say, we do need to go out for this because we've got some roads that need some patchwork that's pretty bad off.
A lot of
And
them.
that's what we tried to do with this, but it didn't work. We need to, unless somebody has a better answer,
I agree with you. There are a lot of places that need patchwork.
big time.
When you're talking about actually going in and cutting the road, and doing a real patch.
Yes.
Okay. Who we got? Anderson, Columbia, Baxter,
GCUC,
Capital, and who?
Yeah.
Could, because I think the problem with this was they didn't, only one person bid. So y'all get together and try to structure it so people would be interested in it. Okay, time to go into public hearing. We are in public hearing. Ms. Danielle McDaniel.
Finance has prepared a resolution to amend several funds to include revenues received from a source not anticipated in the budget and received for a particular purpose in addition to the appropriations and expenditures provided for in the budget per Florida statutes 129.06. Public hearing was advertised for November the 16th, 2021 at 9:15. And we're asking that you adopt a resolution that would increase the budget by $52,679,906, bringing the total fiscal year 2021 budget to $125,945,176.
What was the last three figures?
76. No.
All
You
right.
asked to calculate.
Okay, is there anyone in the room for or against this? Fred, do you have anyone waving?
I'd like to remind anybody that if they'd like to ask a question on this, they may raise their hand via *9 via telephone or via the raise hand feature on Zoom. I have one hand up, Miss Deborah Buckhalter.
Ms. Deborah, go ahead.
Yes, I was wondering if you could compare this supplemental budget change, comparatively. Is this typical or is this especially high or low year to year? I know you do this each time, but is there anything especially different about it?
So last year's was 43,383,392 increase for a total of 113,182,205. So I wouldn't say it's terribly more than last year. We did have a lot of grants, and that's the majority of what I'm amending the budget for.
Thank you.
You're reflecting the carryovers, what we're doing.
Well, yeah, and also all the grants that weren't budgeted in the beginning. CARES Act money, for example.
We didn't anticipate getting CARES Act.
Okay. Any more questions, Ms. Deborah?
I did have one not related to this, but I've got you. The previous action about that Mr. Melvin brought, did y'all approve letters of support, or was there a resolution embedded in that for the school, Springfield School? I couldn't catch it all.
They approved a resolution and 4 letters of support.
Okay, thank you. That's all for me.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We are out of public hearing. What's the pleasure of the board? Got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Ms. Amber Barnes? We're back in public hearing.
Good morning. This is a request to construct a new 180-foot wireless telecommunications tower for Verizon Wireless. The facility will be located at 4550 Timberlane Road in unincorporated Jackson County.
Okay, is there anyone here in the room for or against? Fred, do you have anyone waving?
I've got one hand up,
Okay.
Mr. Harold Timmons.
Who?
Harold Timmons.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning. I am for the request. I am representing my company, Tower Engineering Professionals, and Verizon Wireless.
Okay. Very good. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Fred, you see anyone?
No, sir.
We're out of public hearing. What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the request and have the chairman sign.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate, a second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions?
They do have a copy of the ordinance for our mercy.
All right. That it? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Amber. All right. What else? Looks like we're finished with that. Mr. Bassford, do you have anything from the Sheriff's Department?
No, sir.
Michelle?
I do have an unfortunate update regarding the settlement agreement that you all approved last week between Nationwide, Flexible Funding, and the receiver for Graham County Land Company. The attorney for Nationwide called me yesterday and said that Flexible Funding and the receiver for Graham County are now refusing to sign that settlement agreement. And Nationwide has offered to amend the agreement to be just between the county and Nationwide. So the county would still pay the funds to Nationwide's escrow. They've offered a full indemnity for any claims made by Flexible Funding or Graham County Land Company. I'm not super comfortable with that myself. This is kind of an unusual situation. Part of my discomfort is the fact that the flexible funding is in bankruptcy. And so while they've been approved to continue to operate their business as usual, right now, we don't have any, there's no, documentation. This is not going to end the possibility of a claim coming out of that bankruptcy estate. Right now, there's no trustee. It's a Chapter 11, which is a debtor in possession. So, like I said, they are still kind of in control of their business operations, but at some point that could change. And I don't have any clarity as to whether the bankruptcy estate or Nationwide or the receiver actually has priority over these funds. So I wanted to communicate that to the board. Again, I'm not super comfortable with leaving the claims of those two entities kind of on the table, but Nationwide is offering a full indemnity for those claims.
So your recommendation is to reject it?
The only other option for us now, if we reject that settlement, is to file a case here in the circuit court that's called an interpleader. And we'll have to deposit the entirety of the funds with the court. We basically file a lawsuit against every entity that has a possible claim against the money, and we deposit the money with the court, and then we get dismissed from the lawsuit, and they're left to duke it out amongst themselves. There's a cost associated with that. Clay, can you?
400 and some few odd dollars for circuit court.
And then is there to put the money in the
Registry of the court, there's 3% of the first 500 and 10% of the back.
So how much money are we talking about?
It's $711,000.
3% for the first 500, then a percentage after that?
Yeah, and I can't, it stops somewhere, but there is a percentage.
Would this clear us up with FEMA to proceed with closing out 4177?
So that I don't have any clarification on. This is not a situation that is typical in any way, shape, or form. I just got this information yesterday afternoon from Nationwide's attorney, so I don't even know. I guess we can try to get with the consultant and see if she's got a contact as to how FEMA would be.
If we file with the court, how long is it going to take for it to go through the entire process, or until they say, the court says you're free and clear?
It shouldn't take us very long to get out of the lawsuit. It's pretty straightforward. We aren't making any claims to the money right now. I know some of the judges are being reassigned right now. So I tried to get hearing dates on something else yesterday, and I can't get hearing dates yet because we don't know which judge is going to go where.
So this money is money that's owed to the subcontractors that came in here and did 4177 work.
What the money is owed to Graham County.
Graham County.
Mm-hmm.
For the contract.
But where are we on the, Danielle, has this money been verified gone through the process and been verified by FEMA?
No, we were waiting to close this out. I need to write the check. I need to.
Yeah.
So I have to send it and then they'll go through it all. But I don't know how they'll feel about us writing a check to the court. I don't know. The work's done.
So you can't proceed.
Until the court releases us. Once we deposit the funds with the court, then
Generally, that dismissal happens pretty quickly.
But the question is, the thing that set that is our release.
FEMA's not been asked that. There's not.
No, I haven't had time to.
have we got someone that can ask that question? That we can ask that question to get an intelligent answer.
That in Atlanta, Georgia? FEMA, would that be the closest one we could get?
Out of Richmond.
We usually start with EM on stuff like this and get their recommendation and they'll point us in the direction of being representative.
Why don't, I mean, it's up to the board, but why don't we reach out to DEM, see what it's going to take to make FEMA happen? Knowing that we can file the money with the court.
We'll
How
have
long
to,
would it take you to do the necessary paperwork?
I mean, I should be able to get everything drafted in a day. But then I have to get everybody served. And that can take sometimes a few weeks. So we've got the Graham County is in North Carolina and the receivers in North Carolina. Flexible funding is in North Carolina, but they filed for bankruptcy in Texas. So I'll have to figure out who's actually the appropriate entity to serve. And
Rhett, do you have any idea when you could have an answer from Tallahassee?
DM's pretty responsive. I could probably put in a call today, at least have a conversation, depending on, they'll probably have to bounce around there, so.
We have another meeting coming up when we'll
Not until December 14th.
yeah.
I know.
Well, if we had to call one, just call one, if we find out between them. Is it that much of a hurry?
Well, it's just,
I mean, it's a month time frame. I mean, if you got judges, if you got judges walking around now, that might cause a delay. You know, that. So if that's the case, and we have time to reach out to them and get clarification from FEMA, I don't know the cost-risk analysis, but right now it sounds like if we throw it out there and do it to the court without getting our due diligence done, then we might be at risk of some of our, yeah. So I think, I mean, that, especially that amount of money.
Right, I agree.
Judge Garcia's coming,
Say it one more time.
Judge Goodman's moving to another county.
Okay.
Judge Garcia will be here January 1.
supposed to.
Now,
Could they approve it? Could they approve the interpleader contingent on FEMA being okay with it?
Yes.
All right, so you think we should go ahead and approve the interpolator?
You be comfortable with that and not
Contingent
risk it on
upon-
FEMA? I mean, I don't want to risk it, well, if
If
it's
we-
just contingent.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we do a contingent upon that, but definitely something in writing for verification of that.
We're voting to allow her to file an interpleader with the court contingent upon Tallahassee telling us that this is the way to go. Now, Tallahassee may come back and say, no, this is not the way to go.
In writing.
Well, good luck.
We don't need something in writing, we're not gonna risk $700,000 plus on the.
700, you're holding up.
No, no.
Oh, I know, but we're talking about original 700, but you're
I
right.
mean, we owe you 700.
Right.
It's just all the
But you'll be
stuff
lucky
that's
to
got
get
backed up.
any of them, put anything in writing when you're just giving advice. But if they tell you that this is the way to go, we can file it if we file it with the court, we're not losing the money.
You'll lose some because you're going to have to pay that.
$400 and
Yeah,
something
that's
dollars. plus.
No, it's gonna be-
$10,000.
Is it
It's
10?
his estimate real quick.
Yeah.
Not knowing the exact amount.
$500 on.
So can we make somebody have to pay us that back, or that'll be our cost?
You're high.
I don't know if I can weigh that statute.
Yeah.
But you
He
can
don't get
spend
to
it, though,
keep
good.
it, he passes it on to the
That's
state.
right.
They want all the money they can get.
Oh, you got to pay that to the state? How much?
Can we
does the
turn
state
around
want?
and file against the
fees
bankruptcies?
is part of the fees that I get to collect, but my budget's set. So if I collect more than, we didn't anticipate having this, so if I collect more, the excess goes back to the state. Yes and no. I mean, I'm a fee generated office.
I
There's
don't.
no way to recoup our money?
I don't think so. I mean, well, possibly against Graham County Land Company,
That's what I was thinking.
but with them being in receivership, and you would just be throwing good money after bad trying to collect that.
Costs more to do that.
And then we'd have to go to North Carolina and try to collect it.
They got a lot of equipment.
They did. They also have there are a lot of other claims against them right now, not just ours.
All right,
So, yeah, well, yeah, so I think we just mashed the button to blend it up a little bit. I mean, I guess the cost, again, if we don't do it, is you got the holdup of a potential loss of our, like Clint was stating, the loss of some of our projects or holdup of our projects.
So it could be all of it, but no.
We don't know, I mean.
But we can't close out where you can do your improvements.
My
I
motion,
can't do my,
yeah, my motion stands.
so you got the motion contingent upon DEM saying that's the way we need to go.
DEM and FEMA?
Yeah, well,
The DEM is our intermediary between us and FEMA. Well, they manage the money for FEMA.
They should be able to get something right. I think they should be.
Good luck.
Well, so this fund's already allocated to the state, so they have the funds, we just have to ask for it, but we have to spend it to get the reimbursement. So really, I think the state can do some more guidance.
We don't want to jeopardize getting reimbursement because we didn't handle it the way they feel it should be handled. That's the only question I have.
All right, any more questions?
Who is
I got a motion, I need a second. Second by Commissioner Pate. All right, any more questions?
We're all on the same page now. I just want clarification.
If FEMA says, no, we don't want you to do that, we won't do it.
Then what
We'll
would
come
be our
back-
next avenue?
We'll come back to you with a suggestion on the next meeting.
We gotta come up with an alternative way to handle
You
it.
have one now? I mean, what would you do right now if the answer was no, DEM? If DEM said no, what's your next remedy?
It would probably be to accept Nationwide's indemnity and
So there would be two parties.
yes, cross fingers.
But there would be two parties in, you said, with that, from that cooperative that said we try to put them as a group, correct?
So the Graham County Land Company and their receiver, and then Graham County had assigned their proceeds to a lender that's flexible funding. And so those are the two parties that are now refusing to sign on to the settlement agreement. And they are two parties that are not entitled to claim under the payment bond. So if there were anybody else that were refusing to sign, but that could make a claim against the payment bond, we would be covered, but they're not eligible for that. So this would be it's coverage from Nationwide above and beyond the bonds that they're already on the hook for.
I think I know the answer, or we wouldn't be where we're at. We couldn't pay Missy Mossy what they're owed and then give the rest to Graham that we owe and say, y'all have at it.
It's more than Misty, there's several subs.
Yeah, so Missy Mossy was the main sub, and then they subbed out work. So there are subs of subs that have made claims on this money. But I can't tell you sitting here today who is entitled to that money. Nationwide says they're entitled to everything because they have other claims with Graham County, and they've sent me those agreements, and it kind of looks that way. But as to whether or not they have priority over the receiver and that court, and or the flexible funding, that lender, and the bankruptcy court has really, really broad jurisdiction, and they can make claims and reach out to things that that bankruptcy is a whole other animal.
You couldn't just, we don't want to do that though, I don't think, just pay Graham County what we owe.
We can't.
And y'all have fun with it. I mean, Missy Mossy's still ain't gonna be happy with that, or the subs, because they won't be able to touch it.
No, I mean, Nationwide has already put us on notice of their claim, and they're the ones that are covering the payment bond. So when they give us notice that normally we would pay the money to the bonding agency, because they're the ones that are having to pay out on the claims.
All right, any more questions?
I would ask that as soon as we find out that we're notified Chairman Bass, and then if we need to call a meeting, we need to call a meeting.
All right, Mr. Daniels, did you hear that? Good man. All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion, okay, I'm sorry, Commissioner McKinney?
Yes, contingent.
All right, motion carries 5-0. We'll wait to hear from you, Beth. All right, anything else, Michelle?
No.
No more good news, huh?
No.
Willan?
I just have a few things. The first thing, if Charlie and Keith would come up real quickly. I think I've talked to most of you about, they have approached us with an idea to give Keith some additional duties. I must say this is a first for me, having a staff member approach and say, please give me more work. And so he would like to support Charlie and Fire Rescue in an official capacity. He'll still be our emergency management director, but just adding some duties into his job description that would allow for backing the chief up when he's out of town, helping with staffing issues, quality assurance, and just items that come up that would be a real benefit to the department. And so really just wanted to update the board and get any feedback if there was any on that approach to this.
What type of duties are you looking at?
I'll let y'all share some of the.
Some of the duties we talked about was training, quality assurance, following up on quality assurance with additional training, both on medical and fire. Administrative duties that include a weekend, night, holiday coverage, as well as all you commissioners know, this is a very vast, large county, and so I can't be across the county at all times. So with increased call volume, this is another feather in our hat to try to cover as much ground as possible and interact with crews.
Yes. Sounds like to me that you've had a number of discussions between the two of you about this. And
yes, sir.
making sure that we have.
Keith and I have worked together several years in this department. We've also talked together as educators at the college and the paramedic program. And we have worked together when Keith was at other agencies to develop policies and worked through the COVID pandemic when he was at the last two agencies since we were neighboring counties. So we've had a lot of work history together. And in my role too, if we have a disaster, support and emergency management, turn that table back towards emergency management, that I can help fulfill duties because it's going to be an all hands on deck, as we all know, should we have some type of activation or disaster.
Yeah, just a couple. I met with y'all. Y'all called me and asked me to meet with y'all a couple times, and good conversation. I support it. And we did discuss that, this would not affect the EM's job description past you, correct? That was, I just want to be very clear on that. That's great. And it won't adjust your salary increase or anything. That would be very good. That's good. And I think it's a good thing we move forward because they'll do a lot of good. I'll make the motion. That's it.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate, but I do have a comment. Have you had a chance to review all of our emergency preparedness manuals and everything?
So not all of them, but that's a continual process. We've been going through it, looking at some of the older documents. There's some things that we need to update, but yes, sir, that's been a process since I've been here that we're moving through. And that's still going to be my main focus until we get everything covered on the EM side.
Did you get a chance to review that after action report for Hurricane Michael?
I haven't reviewed the after action.
Commissioner McKinney, you have any comments, questions?
No, sir, not at this time.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries 5-0. Good luck. I hope y'all work together well and keep the county safe.
We will. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Hill?
I'm sorry, I wasn't done. So also wanted to mention to the board and really just ask for your blessing on the Northwest Florida Water Management District building. Y'all know that that's been vacant. We've gone back and forth with what to do with it. We have a real need to put maintenance in that building. Their building is in very bad shape and is going to cost more than what the building's worth to fix. I have pictures to prove it that I get every time it rains, just so I don't forget about them. And so just asking for the board, for the board's blessing to move forward with putting maintenance into Northwest Florida.
We got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Go ahead.
Last thing I have is, I really hate to ask this of you all, but I really need to set an executive session to further our union negotiations. And that it cannot happen on December 14th because the attorney will be out of town. So because it sounds like we might need to reconvene anyway, looking at the week of 11/29, which is the week after Thanksgiving, or the week of 12/6. And it's totally up to the board on what works.
Mr. Hill?
12/6.
12/6 better for you? Wait a minute. We
Mon-
got the third.
Monday is 12/6.
That'll be on Monday. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way, if not,
Okay.
you're putting it in the middle of the holiday.
12/6 at 10 o'clock?
Can we do afternoon?
Gonna say that Commissioner McKinney can come in the afternoon easier if that works for you all.
It's fine with me. Because he's got work that afternoon.
It can be a different day in the afternoon. 12/7
about
is
the
the 7th
Tuesday?
bad.
7.
Yeah, Tuesday at 3, McKinney?
Yes. That'll work.
We'll do it earlier.
What's the earliest you can come, Commissioner McKinney?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
Wednesday?
I heard you, Alex.
On the 7th.
I mean, Wednesday's better for you, I mean, we're moving down.
Yeah, Wednesday's better.
Wednesday at 2 o'clock, good for you, McKinney?
Yes, sir.
2 o'clock.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Donifro, to a special meeting for December what?
8.
2
2
p.m.
o'clock.
Wednesday. All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney,
Yes.
motion carries 5-0.
That's all I had.
Mr. Donifro? Mr. Hill? Mr. Pate?
This is our last meeting before Thanksgiving, right? Want to wish everyone a safe and happy Thanksgiving, and hope everybody has a good time with their family.
Commissioner McKinney?
I concur with Commissioner Pate. I would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and have a safe one.
Okay. I don't have anything other than, I'm not skipping it. I like to change things around, make sure you're paying attention.
I know what he forgot.
No, I didn't. I'm like Commissioner Payton, Commissioner McKinney. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving and eat a lot of turkey and spend time with your family. Okay, Clay. Marie. Danielle.
Yes, sir. So, we rescinded the contract from Anderson, Columbia on the District 2 4177 FEMA chip seal project. However, we never officially did that in a meeting. We re-advertised and selected a new bidder. We awarded the project on 12/8/20. And then on July 13th, 2021, we had the discussion that it didn't meet FEMA's guidelines. And then we went out, you gave us permission to go out to bid, but we never rescinded the contract. So to put it in the minutes, I want to retroactively.
So moved.
Thank you.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill to rescind the contract.
With Andrew, this
was with Anderson for District 2 4177 FEMA chip seal bid with alternate.
I think everybody knew, we just didn't take action, right?
Yeah, we talked it like it, and I didn't catch it. I didn't say, hey, we need the promotion.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Commissioner McKinney?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0.
That's all I have.
You sure?
I am.
Okay. Is there anyone in here that has anything they want to say before we recess for Thanksgiving? Okay, hearing no one here. Fred, do you have anyone that has any comments?
I've got one hand up.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hi, it's Deborah again. The meeting that you all just set for the special, was that an executive and special session or just an executive session? I couldn't quite hear.
They set a special meeting, but they will also be having an executive session for union negotiations.
It all starts at 2 p.m. on the 8th, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
All right, anyone else?